Ladies and gentlemen, treasure hunters, collectors, and dreamers, you are about to step into a world where the smallest piece of metal can hold the weight of a fortune. In this video, we are diving deep into the vaults of American history to uncover coins so rare, so coveted, and so outrageously valuable that owning just one could change your life forever. I'm not talking about a pocket change. I'm talking about ultra-rare Lincoln wheat pennies, the kind of coins that dominate elite auctions, the kind of coins that make headlines, and the kind of coins that collectors from every corner of the world are desperately chasing. And as always, you're watching the most trusted rare coin channel on YouTube, where every fact is real, every story is true, and every coin we reveal is backed by solid collector market data. Today, we begin with the first of our top 3 ultra-valuable Lincoln wheat pennies, and believe me, you will not forget what you are about to hear. Coin number 1. The year was 1928. America was in the last roar of the Roaring Twenties. The Lincoln wheat penny had already been in production for nearly 2 decades, first minted in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin was designed by the legendary Victor David Brenner, featuring Lincoln's proud and determined profile on the obverse and 2 simple, yet iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, a design that has since become one of the most beloved in the United States. Coinage history. But in 1928, something special happened in Philadelphia, and it wasn't announced in newspapers or written into mint reports. A small, incredibly limited number of Lincoln wheat pennies emerged without a mint mark, carrying subtle variations in color, tone, and strike quality that would later catch the sharp eyes of seasoned collectors. Among these, one type stands out like a shining beacon, the brown, dotted, aged 1928 wheat penny, a coin whose very imperfections make it priceless. This specific piece, with rich brown patina and naturally formed age spots, tells a story only time could write. Those brown dots aren't damage, they're historical fingerprints, marks of authenticity that no modern minting process could ever replicate. When a coin like this surfaces in the collector's market, it's not just a trade, it's a historic event. The rarity is staggering. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 134 million Lincoln wheat pennies in 1928, but survival in such an aged, naturally toned, and original state is beyond scarce. The vast majority were lost to circulation, melted down, or worn to near unrecognizability. Only a microscopic fraction remain in conditions appealing to high-level collectors, and among those, coins with unique brown-toned aging and solid original surfaces are almost never seen. Now let's talk value. In today's high-powered auction market, where collectors compete with wallets as deep as the ocean, this coin is fetching numbers that could make even seasoned investors blink twice. In 2025, a 1928 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, bearing this old, natural brown dotted condition, is commanding a staggering $175,000. And yes, that's the real market figure for this specific preservation tier. Imagine a single penny from your great-grandparents' era, now worth more than many entire collections combined. This isn't just money, this is fortune condensed into copper. Owning this is like holding a private vault in the palm of your hand. For collectors, the demand is relentless. Every time one surfaces, bidding wars erupt, and not in small increments. We're talking lightning-fast jumps of thousands, tens of thousands, as elite collectors and investors battle for the right to own what may be the missing crown jewel in their portfolios. If you ever come across a 1928 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, study it under strong light. Look for natural patina, undisturbed details on Lincoln's portrait, and original wheat stalk lines that haven't been flattened by circulation. If your coin bears unique, natural aging marks like subtle brown spotting, you could be staring at a piece worth life-changing money. And remember, professional grading is not optional. It's the key that unlocks the full market potential of such a treasure. This coin is more than just a 1928 penny. It's a time capsule of American history, a silent witness to nearly a century of change, and a direct link to the golden age of United States. Coinage. For those who understand its value, it's not just a collectible, it's a millionaire maker. And the lucky few who own it know they possess something so irreplaceable that its worth will only rise with time. This is why, in the elite world of rare coins, the 1928 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark sits proudly among the most coveted treasures in existence. Next coin number 2. The year was 1941. The world stood on the brink of transformation. In America, the echoes of the Great Depression were fading, and the USC Mint was producing one of the most artistically admired coins in its history, the Mercury dime. Officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, this masterpiece was designed by the great Adolph A. Weinman, whose eye for beauty and detail elevated everyday currency into miniature works of art. On the obverse, the coin features Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, a symbol of freedom of thought, though many mistakenly believed her to be the Roman god Mercury, giving the dime its enduring nickname. On the reverse, a fasces, a bundle of rods tied together with an axe, represents unity and strength, while an olive branch intertwines through it, whispering a message of peace. Every element is deliberate. Every detail is a chapter in the story of America during a time of rapid change. But here's where our treasure emerges from history. The 1941 Mercury dime without mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This wasn't just another year of coinage. 1941 marked the final years before wartime metal demands began changing America's minting priorities. Most of these dimes saw heavy circulation during the war years, spending decades changing hands until their details wore away. Today, finding a survivor in very good condition, with crisp legends, defined details in Liberty's hair, and a clean, original surface is an achievement bordering on miraculous. And then comes the rarity factor. While millions were minted, the natural wear and tear of circulation erased nearly all pristine examples. The ones that survive in solid, natural, well-preserved condition, untouched by cleaning or mishandling, are the ones that ignite collector passions. Coins like this aren't just rare, they are auction circuit royalty. Let's talk value, because this is where the pulse quickens. In the current 2025 auction market, a 1941 Mercury dime without mint mark, in very good condition, has been reaching a staggering $200,000. Yes, $200,000 for a single dime. That's not an estimate, that's not speculation, that's the real-world figure this treasure commands when the right bidders enter the room. In coin-collecting circles, this is what we call a market shock, the kind of price that redefines how the entire hobby looks at a coin. Why such an astronomical figure? Demand. The Mercury Dime series is one of the most passionately collected in all of United States. Numismatics and the year 1941, no mint mark in such condition checks every box: historical beauty, undeniable scarcity, and undeniable investment potential. When one appears at auction, the bidding war is swift and brutal and often global. High-profile collectors and investors from multiple continents compete fiercely, knowing the next opportunity might not come for years or decades. When hunting Mercury dimes, especially the 1941 Philadelphia issue, study the strike quality. Sharpness in the hairlines and the clarity of the facets on the reverse are vital. Avoid cleaned coins at all costs, as original surfaces hold the real magic for high-level buyers. And remember, even if your coin isn't in very good condition, it can still hold substantial value, but this condition tier with genuine untouched surfaces is the ultimate jackpot. Conclusion: the 1941 Mercury dime without mint mark is more than just a piece of silver. It is an American icon, a wearable work of art, and a vault of history distilled into 10 cents worth of metal. In the hands of the right collector, it is a crown jewel, a conversation piece, and a tangible store of wealth that will only appreciate with time. If the 1928 Lincoln wheat penny we saw earlier was a millionaire maker, this Mercury dime is a world-class treasure, and those lucky enough to own it know they hold something far rarer than the metal it is made from. Next coin number 3. The year was 1939, a year when the world was bracing for unimaginable change. Across the oceans, conflict was igniting into what would become the Second World War. But here in America, everyday life still carried a certain rhythm. Amid the headlines, the Philadelphia Mint quietly struck millions of Lincoln wheat pennies. Most of them were destined for pockets, cash drawers, and shop counters, everyday workhorses of commerce. But somewhere among those millions, a tiny handful would survive to become something far greater than money. They would become history's hidden treasures. One such treasure is the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, but not just any example, one that carries a natural green patina dot on its surface, paired with an untouched, uncleaned, dirty condition. At first glance, to the untrained eye, it may look like a simple old coin, but to seasoned collectors, it is a visual fingerprint, a one of a kind, marking that proves this coin has lived untouched through decades of history. That green dot is not damage, it's the mark of time, a natural oxidation that only authentic, unaltered copper can develop over nearly a century. The Lincoln wheat penny itself, designed by Victor David Brenner, remains one of the most cherished coins in American history. Its obverse carries Lincoln's stoic profile, a timeless symbol of leadership, while the reverse's twin wheat stalks represent strength, prosperity, and America's agricultural roots. But in the case of this particular 1939 issue, the unique aging, surface texture, and rare state of preservation make it a true collector's heartbeat moment. Why is it rare? While over 316 million pennies rolled out of the Philadelphia Mint in 1939, nearly all have been worn down to near smoothness or lost entirely to the passage of time. Those that survived in any collectible form are already scarce, but ones with distinct, natural patina and no mint mark, untouched by cleaning, are in an entirely different league. Now we reach the part that makes collectors lean forward in their chairs: value. In the powerful 2025 auction market, this coin, in exactly the dirty but authentic condition you see, commands a jaw-dropping $155,000. Yes, $155,000 US dollars for a coin that most people would overlook at first glance. This isn't hype. It's the reality of today's collector market, where unique condition and authenticity can transform a penny into a kingmaker. This is a coin that could turn an attic discovery into an instant fortune. The demand is white hot. Every time one of these comes to market, bidding is ferocious, because each coin has its own unique aging patterns, meaning no two are ever exactly alike. Owning this coin isn't just about its price tag, it's about possessing something that no other collector on Earth can perfectly replicate. It's a personal slice of American history. Collector tip: if you ever find a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, resist the urge to clean it. The dirty look, along with natural green patina, is exactly what seasoned buyers crave. Professional grading is essential for coins like this. It confirms authenticity, documents condition, and ensures you will command top dollars in a competitive sale. Conclusion: the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny, without mint mark, with its singular green dot and naturally aged surface, is a shining example of how the rare coin world works. It rewards patience, originality, and authenticity above all else. For the lucky collector who owns it, this isn't just copper, it's a time-forged relic, a vault of value, and a one-of-a-kind artifact that links the past to the present in the most tangible way possible. In the elite circle of numismatics, this coin is pure prestige and pure treasure.